Hello everyone, how are you? I haven't hit play on the video yet? Okay, there we go. I'll just have to remember to end this like 2 seconds early. I won't remember. There is no way. Anyway, hi, Happy New Year. I'm a week late, but, well actually not a whole week late, it's the 6th. So, I still said it to you guys in the first week of the new year. Which isn't terrible. Really. Yeah, the year is still quite new. Okay, anyway, moving on. Here's part 2 of the last video I uploaded. Did I name it? I don't remember. I must have. I did. I can't remember what I named it. But it's part 2 of that, so that's fun. I did kind of want to finish this before the new year. You know, I don't know, it seems kind of like a bad start. Oh, it's the new year, new me. Here's part 2 of that video I never finished in time, haha. Yeah, oh well, you know, life goes on. I don't make resolutions because, I don't know, I've always been a very jaded person. I'm clearly a very fun person to be around, even as a kid. Like, I remember our teachers in primary school going, you guys need to make New Year's resolutions, write down 3, and the kid I was sitting next to, I just said to them, what's the point? None of us are going to actually do this. And he just laughed and went, yeah, it's true. Wow, we were such depressing children. But despite that, I don't want to call them resolutions, because then it seems like I'm giving in to something I've always ridiculed. I just, like, okay, you know, have you ever watched Osamatsu-san? Maybe some of you have. I have a speed build of their house that I did. It's the most viewed one, I think, so I don't know why, but hey, I'm glad people liked it. I didn't think I did that good a job, but it made me pretty happy. But anyway, getting distracted, going on a tangent from my tangent already. What was I saying? Oh god, this happens every video. Something about Osamatsu-san. Now I'm just thinking about anime. Right, yeah, in Osamatsu, Choromatsu, he's the guy who wears the green hoodie, he's always like, oh, you guys to get better, I'm gonna do all these things, and then 2 of his brothers are like, yeah, but that's your problem, you say you're gonna do these things, but you get enough gratification out of just saying it that you never actually act on it. So I don't actually tell people when I intend to do things because I feel like them saying, oh, that's really good, I'm glad you'll try, I'm worried that'll end up being enough. Like, my mum's a really wonderful person, but whenever in the past I had exams and stuff, instead of saying, oh, good luck, do your best, she would instead say, I'll love you no matter what, and it's like, okay, I haven't failed yet, like, calm down. So, I don't know, I'm pretty defeatist, so I think I just don't want to embarrass myself by telling people, I'm gonna do this thing, and then they're like, okay, good luck, and then I'm like, yep, never managed to do the thing, I'm useless, and they're like, I expected that to happen. No one would say that, no one's that mean. Speaking of being mean, actually no, wait, that's a tangent. The point of this was, I do actually want to set some goals for myself. I don't know if I should mention all of them, because like I said, I'm weird about that. But one of the things is related to this, and I want to do my best at actually following an uploading schedule, like doing it twice a week on 2 specific days, and not just whenever. And I want to get better at editing, because my videos are always way too long. Sometimes I feel like I build pretty quick, like I felt like I built this house quick. And yet then the video somehow becomes 2 parts in 20 minutes, but I want to do some just like 1-part builds that are only 11 minutes long, because they're easier to watch sometimes. Like, I don't know, sometimes I'm in a mood to watch a 40-minute build, but other times I'm like, oh man, wish this video was 4 minutes, I don't have an attention span, you know? So I'm gonna do that, I'm gonna edit better and make shorter videos. Or I will at least try to, you know, yeah. An attempt will be made. Sorry about my voice, I think I say that in a lot of videos as well, but I think I have a cold. Tom and his mum both got sick on the new year, and it's been a whole week and they're both getting better, and suddenly today I woke up just sneezing and my nose is running, but you know what? Just fake it till you make it. Maybe if I pretend I'm not sick, then I won't be. Video cut out for just a second, so, you know, had to close and reopen it real quick. That happens in every single video. I really don't know what to do about it. I've looked into it a bit before, but I really can't find a solution, so we're just gonna have to put up with that. Thankfully I'm not so lazy that I don't edit that part at least. But no, just sometimes the next clip of the video just is entirely black and I'm like, I can't see what I'm looking at, and I know I don't often talk about the build and I'm just rambling about trash, but it's nice to be able to see what is going on, just in case I want to say something relevant for once. That's another goal actually. I should build stuff that I can actually talk about rather than just general life, because I'm not a vlogger, no one cares about my life, I don't care about my life. Wait, no, that sounds bad. The theme for this room, clearly, is blue and orange. I actually decorated this once before this part, but I hated it, so I restarted. The previous theme was yellow. I liked the yellow, actually, but I just didn't like how I set the room out, and when I redid it I just ended up using, you know, blue and orange, and I like it better, that's all. I guess these people have a cat. That's the thing. I built this in Granite Falls because I wanted to do a sort of wintry cabin, because I built this around Christmas despite the times I'm uploading it. It's not actually so Christmassy though, like I didn't put a Christmas tree in it because I knew this would be late, so I didn't actually put a tree in it. I toyed with the idea of decorating it for New Year's, but I'm late for that too. Good start, like I said. So it's just a pretty general cabin, but instead of looking like a vacation cabin, it looks pretty lived in. So while I think it suits Granite Falls, I'm pretty sure you could easily put it in Willow Creek, and maybe Windenburg as well. I was gonna say Brindleton, but I'm not so sure. Brindleton, while it has kind of a rustic charm, it's not the sort of cabin look over there. It's really Cape Cod kind of homes, seafront things, like I'm stuttering. Homes you'd see in Cornwall, maybe. So, yeah, that's about it. I was going to start rambling about Cornwall, but I'm pretty sure I talked about that before, because I don't do anything. Except, I just recently downloaded Mystic Messenger. Have any of you played that? Maybe. I'm like 2 years late. It's no big deal. I don't know why I do this. I think... See, everything I used to be into, I would be up to date with constantly. Like, every single manga I was reading, I was so up to date. I was caught up with everything, and I hated waiting so much that one day I just stopped, and then I just never continued those manga, and I think I did that with everything, and now I'm in a habit of, like, I don't start things. That even the things that I'm interested in. That's kind of depressing. Maybe I should work on that actually for this year. I need to work on a lot of things though, constantly throughout life, so I don't know if I should make... That's kind of why I don't do resolutions. I'm like, oh, I know I need to work on myself all the time. There are a lot of things wrong with me. That sounds dark. I didn't mean it in a bad way. Kind of. Anyway, downloaded Mystic Messenger. I'm already in love with Zen. Oh my god, I can't believe they call you. That's really embarrassing. They all have such deep voices. Even the younger guy who's in university. I say younger, he's probably the one that's my age. But he's in university, the one who plays games, his name's Yusung. Even his voice is like ridiculously low. It's like, oh my god. I thought he'd be kind of high pitched. I don't know, in a lot of anime, boys' voices are high pitched, but maybe that's because I watch a lot of shonen where the pro tag's like 12 years old or something. I remember when the first anime I watched was Dragon Ball Z, and I grew up watching that, and then when I was like 12 I started watching Naruto, and then I discovered One Piece that year as well, and just, you know, the generic shonens, the big ones, and, you know, I still watch it, and a lot of the pro tags are like young teens most of the time. And when I started watching anime, I was their age, and I was like, oh yeah, I can relate to the pro tags and his problems. That's definitely what I sounded like. And now I'm like, oh yeah, Midoriya, I feel your struggle. And then it's like, oh wait, he's 15. I shouldn't have any of the same insecurities he has. I should be over those. I'm actually going into teacher training later this year, fingers crossed. But just, I can't really imagine myself as a teacher and a kid coming up to me going, "Oh, I didn't do my homework, miss, I'm really sorry, I've just been really anxious all the time and I'm really worried my friends hate me," and I'll be like, "Oh, that's a mood," and they'll be like, "What?" And then I'll have to pretend I didn't say that and actually be responsible and ask how I can help them and if they, you know, give them an extension, whatever, I don't know. Obviously I'll be given training and they'll probably tell me, you know, these are the things you can and can't do or whatever, or this is how you should react in these situations, but I really don't think I can be a strict teacher. If a kid says I didn't do my homework, like, in the past teachers have been pissed at kids for it, but like, I only didn't do homework once and my teacher was furious with me, but she already didn't seem to like me because I think it's just because I was quiet, and some teachers really hate quiet kids. I think she found me quite creepy. A lot of people told me I was creepy because I was just so quiet. I don't know why that's creepy though, like so many people said it was weird and I don't know why. I don't know what you want, I'm just quiet. That's all, I just want to go home. There is nothing wrong with me. Well, there might have been, but still. Don't get why being quiet is considered such a bad thing. But anyway, yeah, I don't know. I feel I don't think I'm old enough yet to forget what it was like to be in school. I don't see how people do forget that, but teachers do seem to. And so, I don't know, I'll struggle to get angry, I think, when people are like, "Oh, I didn't get the homework, I just didn't understand it." I'll be like, "Oh, that's fair. There's a lot of homework I didn't understand and I just did it poorly and that was apparently good enough even though I never understood it." Because that was a thing, right? Or that is a thing if you're still in school. Like, sometimes you'll do homework and you're like, I know enough to be able to answer these questions since I have the textbook and everything, but I couldn't have a conversation about it because I don't actually understand how this thing works. That happened a lot throughout school, but teachers, whenever you ask them, "I didn't really understand this, can you explain it?" For some reason, a lot of them just got really angry. They were like, "Why didn't you understand it? What's wrong with you? Just go read the book." Like, I have read the book. I know I'm stupid, please, I just want to get it. So you just end up not asking. Right? I don't know. Like, some teachers aren't like that. Some are lovely. Some are just not. At university, lecturers were far more willing to speak to me. Some were actually really... You know what, it's fair. I was going to say some will really only pay attention for the time that they allocate to you, which is fair. That's the time that they're paid to do. It's just, I had one teacher who would take so many extra hours out of her day to just help us with our work. And, like, I don't know, I think so highly of her. She clearly She clearly cared about what she was doing. I didn't even sign up for her class, actually. So we get to choose our modules, at least in the UK. Well, I think everywhere gets to choose what you're doing, kind of, anyway. And I signed up for a linguistics module, because I was doing English literature and creative writing, but I was offered a couple linguistics classes. I wasn't meant to be, but I was like, that one sounds like really, I don't know, really interesting, I want to do that. And I got to the class and they had tons of jargon that I really didn't understand and had never encountered before. And I was like, huh, I don't feel like I should be here, especially when the teacher was like, "So I assume you guys read the segment on insert massive phrase I never heard of in my life." And I was like, huh, that sounds bad. And everyone was like, "Yeah, we went over this early last year." And I was like, oh no. I remember in the first lesson we were talking about social media, because we were talking about how linguistics change online, or how there are so many different styles of writing online and stuff like that. And he asked, "Does anyone here have a blog with over 1,000 followers?" And I was the only one who raised my hand. It wasn't a big deal. I don't have like a really famous blog or Instagram or something. Back then I had a Tumblr. Let's not talk about it. It's not active anymore. Let's just move on. And he asked me about it and I lied. He was like, "Oh, do you write on it?" And for some reason I was like, "Yeah, I did." but it was fan fiction. So I was like, yeah, I do write on my blog. And he was like, okay, what sort of things do you write about? And I was like, news. And then he kept asking me questions about it. I was like, yeah, like, just, you know, current events, and then just analysing books sometimes, because I do literature too. And he was like, oh wow, that's really cool. Could you tell us your blog so we could look it up? And I was like, I just went, no. And everyone was like, come on, you should tell us. Like, no one was saying it in a mean way. Nobody knew I was hiding this. Nobody in that class knew me at all, because, you know, they were in linguistics and I was not. But no, I didn't. I was like, no, it's embarrassing. It's not that good. Haha. And then after that lesson, mostly because I knew I shouldn't be in there, but also because I didn't want that to come up again, I went to the office. I was like, I shouldn't be enrolled in this class. It's linguistics, and I'm not doing that. And the only class available left for me to join was filmmaking. Not actually filmmaking, but writing for film. So yeah, that's what I joined, and that's the one that had the really great teacher, so I'm glad that I did. But yeah, she took out so much of her free time just to speak to us about our work and help us with it. She was pretty great. That was a very long-winded way to just say, yeah, that one teacher was great one time. I don't know, I have had a couple who were really lovely. It's nearly always English teachers, but I have also had an English teacher who was kind of a dick. I went to an all-girls school because, I don't know, my family wanted me to go to a Catholic school, and a lot of Catholic schools here, around my area at least, are just, you know, quote-unquote one gender. I've said before though, jokes on them, my friend was actually trans, so whoops. And yeah, so the worst English teacher I had at that school was actually a guy. Don't get me wrong, had a couple of awful female teachers too. And honestly, there weren't many male teachers. I think because it was a Catholic school, they were like, we just want women teaching the girls. A lot of them were very old-fashioned as well, and I don't know. But anyway, the worst English teacher I had was a guy. He was also the youngest teacher. That might have been part of it, like maybe he was really new. He just seemed really arrogant, full of himself, and just really rude. I don't know, like what... This is a pretty tame example, you're probably going to be like, you're overthinking it. But one time I was on my way to class, not his class, a different class, and he was carrying a massive stack of books, and I was like, oh sir, would you like help with that? And he was like, oh sure, thanks, and just dumped all the books in my arms. Like, I was 13, pretty sure he was in his mid-20s, maybe? I don't know. But I couldn't carry them all. It was hard. I dropped them, and he just walked away, and I was like, guess I'm taking all these books somewhere by myself. He didn't even tell me where to go. Another teacher ended up being like, why are you carrying all those? Don't you have class? And I'm like, yeah, just Mr. Oh god, not his real name. Mr. Jameson told me to take these somewhere, and she was like, I'll just put them in his classroom then. But I think the next build I do should be something I'll actually be able to talk about. But this is the kids' room. This is part of what makes the build, you know, clearly not a vacation home because it's decorated with parents and a kid in mind. I was going to actually do another bedroom for another kid, but I ended up making it just an office, so they're an only child, at least at this point in time. In my mind, one of the parents had passed away, so it's a single parent with one kid, so they're pretty lonely, you know, relatable. Maybe not. But yeah, and, you know, how many times did I just say, you know? Oh my god. I need to, hang on, before I stutter again, let me just pause. Okay, good. And stop saying so yeah. But this kid, I figured would be, they're probably an older child. I know we don't have preteens in The Sims 4, you know, please get on that EA, we want some teens who look like teens. Well, you know, we kind of do. It's just such a massive jump when you have this little kid and then you age them up and suddenly they look like they're 18 and they have a D cup or whatever. You know, right? Just me? But yeah, oh, just before Christmas, Tom bought me laundry day and kids stuff, so I have more stuff to decorate kids' rooms and things, so I'm excited about that. And a while ago when we were walking somewhere, he suggested a what's it, a laundrette cafe collision thing? I don't know what to call it, but I thought that sounded really cute, so I'm gonna build that too. Maybe that'll be the next one, then I'll do something we can actually talk about. I want to start building like mini cities. I know people have done it before, I've seen it on the gallery, people do amazing stuff. Like, you know, Little Italy and Little Shanghai, things like that, you know? So yeah. But anyway, we're cutting out now, so I'm gonna go and I'll see you soon. Okay, thanks for watching. Hey everyone, Happy New Year! Thank you again for watching, I'll see you soon. Oh, and don't forget to like and subscribe, those YouTube things that we all forget to do. Okay, bye.